Has anyone else missed this background music? I have. Oh, it's good to be back.
I almost didn't click go live then. I nearly did a U.
Brilliant. Yeah.
Let's harmonise.
If there is anyone already watching, we would have scared them off by now. But right, 10 seconds of silence. Go for it.
Fingers on lips. This is Booze at 10 with Graham Whistler.
Hello and welcome to Booze at 10. We're back for a very special one-off Ram Comedy Festival show with me, Graham Whistler. This is the topical-ish, what do we call it? Chat show, topical-ish chat show where myself and a panel of comedy guests completely disregard the news and sit and have a drink instead. However, much like the news, we do still have the bongs. Yes, we do actually still have the bongs. I wasn't sure. I gambled because we've done absolutely no prep for this whatsoever. Hello, welcome to the show. So tonight, obviously the big story is the return of stand-up comedy. So we're going to be talking about that. Carl Filer, Harry Waddington Brown and Glenn Braley are here. We're going to be talking about that. But first of all, let's get our esteemed producer on for a quick chat. We'll cross now live to Mr. Alex Lee. Are you there, Alex?
Hello.
Yes. There we go.
Hello there. Hello.
This feels strange, doesn't it? It's been a while.
Yes, it was March when the last show was on.
March.
This is on tonight. I'm not drinking because I've already done a live stream this week where I was absolutely arsehole. So
I have saved it in my tabs. I'm going to watch it later.
Yeah, I've got a feeling that's going to be a bootleg online gig that's going to be going around for ages. It wasn't my fault. I'm going to blame the whole thing on George Coppin for inviting me out to the pub in the daytime on Bank Holiday Monday. It was lovely weather, so of course I had to have 5 pints and half a bottle of champagne.
Under the what was it? Under
cider. So apparently it was an amazing 20-minute closing set for all the wrong reasons.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah.
Sounds
there we
right.
go. And actually, someone else who was on the bill, John Morris, is actually watching already. Alex absolutely smashed it. Well smashed.
Smashed. Man after my own heart. Well done, Alex. Proud of you.
I did. Thank you. It's good to be on stream. Awkward question time on my behalf. And I know that since then you've been really busy with your current project, the sitcom.
Yes.
And I know for a fact you haven't watched Awkward Question Time since then.
Uh-oh. Wait.
Because there's been a running joke for the past 7 weeks on Awkward Question Time. And I know for a fact you've not seen it because you would have told me about it. Yeah. I've got a new meme called Out of Context Graham Whistler. where basically at random moments during the show, I just play this.
Oh, what to do?
And that's been going on for 7 weeks now, and I think he's not watching this because he would have been on this at like a shot. So I thought it was high time you knew that you've been on the show every week as Out of Context Graham Whistler.
Oh my god, that's outstanding. There's your top story. Oh, what to do? Wow, look where my hair was at 7 weeks ago.
That's before the barbers opened.
Cool. So it leads us in nicely to the end of lockdown and talking about the return of stand-up comedy. Also, thank you very much for watching already on the show, everyone. I actually do appreciate that. If you'd like to support the show, you can do with the PayPal link, which is paypal.me/GWhislerComedy, or there is a QR code in the corner. Yeah. I almost didn't have to think about it.
I think your dad actually managed to point at it when he
I
tried
think
to
he did.
stage you a second ago when he came in the room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what was going on there. Anyway, right? Should we get some guests on before everyone
Yes,
leaves?
I'll vamos and I'll get the guests on.
Amazing. Right. Thank you very much, Alex. Right. Let's welcome to the show tonight, Carl Byler, Harry Waddington Brown, and Glenn Braley. Hello, everyone.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
How's it going? You well? You good?
The fucking show.
Cheers. Cheers.
Yes.
Good.
I've got my Ribena.
Oh, perfect. I mean, to be fair, Harry, it's been a pretty heavy week, isn't it? Every week
Yeah.
Not surprised to see Carl on the water. I think was that water there, Carl?
It is, because I'm still at work.
Oh, you're still at work. All right, fair enough. Okay, I'll let you off. Well, we'll lead straight into this. We were all at a gig on Sunday. Some performing, some watching. Well done, Glenn. By the way, smashing gig. The Four Horsemen is a really good venue for that kind of stuff. So yeah, it was perfect. And we all had evidently, as it turns out, we all had a very good night in very separate circumstances, which is cool. I was allowed into a bar that I wasn't sure I was going to be allowed in, and Carl was the most drunk I think I'd ever seen him, to the extent that I don't think he remembers seeing me, which is good.
And I projectile vomit.
Yes, and there was some projectile vomit. But I just want to talk about the gig very quickly, because, well, not very quickly. We've got like an hour. We can drag it out. I want to talk about the gig because I especially in Bournemouth, it's really difficult, I think, to find a good venue that's on side with you from the start, and it's difficult to maintain them. And with you, Carl, and Glenn both being here, obviously, Carl, you've had Chaplin's for a long time. I mean, obviously, you work there, so it's a little different. But when I was running stuff years ago, I always found there was a bit of a year to 18 months kind of shelf life on comedy nights in Bournemouth. You either had to open up another one in a different venue, or the venue had just shut down and changed hands altogether. So you had to try and deal with that. Do you think, Glenn, in terms of the Four Horsemen, do you think you've got something long term that you could potentially develop there from a kind of new acts, new materials point of view?
Well, yeah, I mean, the Four Horsemen is really behind everything that we've been doing there, and obviously it's really nice to see that they've made it through and they're back up and running. I know what you mean about places shutting down, because I was before that, I was in Ponte over the road, and that was the first place that I put a night on, and they lasted sort of 4 or 5 months with me, had a change of management, and then I went over to Flirt for a one-off, and then went to the Four Horsemen, and that seems to be more of a fit now and a permanent place where they've got their audience is the sort of people that like it, so it's really good.
Yeah, and there was 24 in there on Sunday. Was that right?
Yeah. We had sort of a bit of a rotating 24 after you finished your set and had to go off. Got some people to come downstairs, so it's people that weren't like in there for it, but they came down, they had a good time. So you know, that's like 5 more people. Hopefully, we'll see again next time, and we can get the capacities if it all goes according to plan. Yeah,
very fringy. That gives it a bit of a fringe vibe. People coming in and out, does it?
Yeah.
But I think with that, what I like about it is they at least did enough to give you kind of like a stage area, where and made it distinguishable between the kind of audience and the performers. But also,
we didn't have that. Like the last, this was the first time they had that layout. Previously, the DJ booth that was in the back of the room, that was like on the stage end, so you had half the space. I couldn't even get my banner up there. It was just the back wall.
So that works lots better.
So now that they've done that, it's so much nicer. It feels a lot more natural out there.
And I thought the atmosphere in there was really good because of that layout, despite the limited capacity. But imagine how good that would be with even 40 people in there. That would be great. So I'm really looking forward to see how that develops. That'd be really cool. If let's ask you both this big as your people that run shows. If budget wasn't an option and everything was fine, all good to go, what is let's say standard comedy club lineup? You could be the compos if you like. Opener, middle, closer. Who's your dream three? Who would you go for?
Are we talking acts that we've had in the past or anybody in the world?
I'm assuming we can reanimate corpses as well if necessary.
Yeah, absolutely. So maybe go. All right, maybe go from.
Well, Adolf Hitler's my opener.
Well, that got done.
I love you because there's no way that he's not going to worry about following the first guy, is he?
It's an interesting choice. I wonder if I can imagine Hitler just going, just whipping his trousers down and going, "There is two there, fuck you," and then just leaving. And then just I don't know. Anyway, okay. Well, let's stick to comedians. Let's go with one act that you've had at your nights who you would always get if you could every week. Let's say one act who's like a superstar who probably, with the greatest respect, would never come down and do your gig because you don't have enough money for them. And then maybe a comedian that you love that isn't currently alive. Let's go with that. How does that sound?
Yeah.
Who wants to go? Who wants to go first?
Yeah, no, I'll go first. I think. So you want the opener to be one that we've had in the past? We haven't, yeah. It doesn't matter really. Yeah, let's do it that way. That makes more sense.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
Opening someone that I've had, I think Limroof Miller.
Yes, we'll get on to it.
I love
We'll
her.
how much I love that woman. She's amazing. Yeah,
She's my new pen pal. I've been emailing her.
It doesn't surprise me. Have you read her books yet?
No.
No, they're great as well. But no, Limroof Miller all day long. Any gig you put on, it doesn't matter if you want it family friendly or rude as fuck. Then you go. 100%. I don't know why she doesn't get more gigs in London. Shame on London.
Yeah.
You have more gigs.
She was saying that, wasn't she? She doesn't get gigged a lot. She has to come to places like Bournemouth to get shows, which is an aberration. World, sort it out. She is amazing.
Gigs.
That's a great first choice, Limroof Miller. All right, next. Actually, I'll go Glenn next. Your bankable opener that you've had at your gigs.
Bankable opener would be. Have you guys ever heard of Basil Jam?
No, actually, I haven't.
Basil Jam is a really, really funny character comedian, and he's basically like visually he looks a bit Jimmy Savile-esque. He's got like a long blonde wig, but he's also got an outrageous blazer. He's got like glam rock makeup, leather trousers, and he's just so so over the top. He does a brilliant bit where he does like a DVD commentary bit, and he's just like performing what's coming over the top, and he like does mic flips and stuff. I can't really do it justice, but he's such a great warm-up act. He gets the crowd in. He does a bit of audience interaction. He gets people up on the stage with him. Fucking brilliant guy.
Oh, there you go. Love that. Okay, cool. All right, Carl. Next, your middle.
So that would be a comedian that would never ever come. It's going to be controversial. I'm going to go with Joe Pasquale, actually.
Joe Pasquale. Interesting.
Joe Pasquale. Purely and simply, he was the first comedian I ever saw live, and he blew my mind.
Oh wow, when was that?
Oh Christ, it was a long time ago. It was back in the 90s. Remember that bit? Yeah, no, I saw him at the pavilion. I got some free tickets for a mate of mine, and he was the first one I ever saw. Yeah, he was quality.
We might have been in that same show because I was at the pavilion for Joe Pasquale once.
Were you?
He wasn't quite the first one that I saw. The first one I saw was Billy Pearce, who you've probably never ever heard of, but he was momentarily on TV a little tiny bit in the 80s.
Yeah.
No, never heard
of
it.
That's it.
Yeah, fair enough. Right, so we've got Limroof Miller. We've got what was it? Basil Jam, and Joe Pasquale. This is turning out to be it's a lineup already. It's just.
I'd love to see him as a five-a-side team, but there's going to be 6 of them, so we can't.
Well, one of them can just be like the coach. Then
one of them, like 2 of them are both Joe Pasquale, so there's still 5.
Joe's not my middle.
No. Yeah. Okay. So who would you go for? In terms of
My middle would be Patton Oswalt.
Okay. Yeah. The
voice of Happy and so many other things. Ratatouille.
Yeah.
His stand-up's really, really clever, like intricate, high detailed stuff. It's
he's
a
also
style I really enjoy.
He's also, I think, done some voice stuff in Archer as well, if I remember rightly. I can't. Anyway.
Yeah, he was like the enemy chief or something in one of the Archer things. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Oh, that's cool. That's almost an American curveball there. I wasn't expecting that. That's good. Cool. All right. So Carl, your last one.
He's not dead, but he has retired. I'd have to go with Jeffro.
Okay, yeah, just recently retired. Let's just announce that. We've almost that's almost a bit of topical news ish if we were doing this 2 weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
Well, I'll take it. I'll take it. Yeah, well done. Thank you. Thank you very much to our entertainment correspondent Carl there for the breaking news. You may have heard Southwest comedy legend Jeffro has literally this second just retired. We've just found that out right now. No one knew except for Carl. And now it's an exclusive for Booooonnngggg 10. There we go. Perfect. Right. Yeah. Seamless. Nailed it.
I nearly got to support it once. Jeffro doesn't have support acts. He never has, never will do. He hates support acts.
Right.
And I did a gig, Cult 45, doing a comeback gig a few years back. And they asked me to do a bit of stand-up before a rock concert. Obviously, that went really well. Not at all. But Mark Kipp was there, and he was booking Jeffro for the Handworthy Club. And he said to me after the show, "Can we book you in to support Jeffro?" And I said, "You can. I don't think it will go down very well." And he went, "No, I want to book you." So we're all excited. And then lo and behold, a week before the gig, oh no, Jeffro's manager said he won't have a support act. I told you that before. I was that close. I was booked for it.
You could have been the only one. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
The only one in his career.
I wasn't.
Okay, so yeah, okay, then let's say former comedy legend, whether they've just retired or dead then. Glenn, what do you reckon? Who you going for?
I go for Dave Allen because I used to watch a lot of Dave Allen influence, and he's Dave Allen.
Great choice. Unbelievable comic, Dave Allen. The original for me, the original like observational comedian in terms of like that kind of like what's the deal with airline food kind of trope. Like he kind of started that, and then there was lots of people kind of following off that way. And then the kind of him sat in the chair doing the stories with like the whiskey and whatever, and
that's so much the period that I remember is the whiskey in the chair.
Yeah, so much class about it. Love it. Okay, what a lineup that is. I wish we could get that show on. All right, before we get talking about, because Lynn Ruth Miller actually leads us into the next thing, which is quite nice. Before we get onto that, when do you reckon, Carl, Chaplin's Carl's Comedy Club, the one of the finest comedy clubs and just one of the finest bars that I enjoy going to in the South, possibly even the country. It's one of my favourite shows. When do you reckon it's going to be open?
Well, I've just missed our 5th birthday because that was yesterday. No, I honestly don't know. The problem is because obviously it's a tight area downstairs, and because the shows we like to put on with the limit of this capacity, it's really difficult to put a date on it. I'm hoping sooner rather than later, maybe August, but I really don't know. I mean, it really does come down to whether or not they lift. If they lift the restrictions, June the 21st, which I've got no hope of them doing. If they do, then obviously it'll be sooner. I'm not sure. I've got a couple of 22nd. Yeah, but I've got a couple.
No, I meant your show would be June 22nd.
Oh, right. Yeah, no. If I could, I would honestly. I mean, there's a couple of other bits I have got in July. I've got a little festival. It's up on the Carl's Comedy Club page for Rich, one of our regulars. I think, and you'll definitely know him. Surfer Rich, there's the surfer. Yeah, it's his 40th birthday, and his girlfriend's organised a little mini festival with bands and stuff.
Wow!
And they've asked me to run a comedy centre on Sunday, so I've got that, which is open to everybody if they want to jump on the event page and buy a ticket for that. And also Purbeck Folk Festival, where I run the bars down there. Catherine's been kind enough to ask me to organise not one night but 2 nights of comedy down there as well. So there is things going on.
There is stuff going on. That's good. Yeah,
Yeah.
good news. That's great stuff.
Yeah.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So
Yeah.
let's take a couple of minutes and just talk about Lynn Ruth Miller, shall we? Because
Mm.
we've already alluded to
My woman. If she were 10 years younger, I'd fuck her hips off.
Jesus. Good. Going out live.
I just want to say how much I enjoyed hearing that.
Yeah, she did as well.
Goodness me, that was funny. Yeah, I love the woman. And just on the basis that she is just so amazing in terms of just being around, and the stories and stuff like that. I got her down to come on set for the Unsociable pilot and sitcom we've been working on, and I actually wanted to write her another line in the script. She had one line in a scene, and she come all the way down from London just to come and do this one line in this scene. But she sat around for most of the afternoon on set with us, and she was just like, some of the stuff she comes out with is just amazing. Like all the cast just fell in love with her straight away. And I wanted you to just tell the story, because one of the conditions for her to come all the way from London to do this one scene was that Carl took her out for dinner afterwards. And there's even a bit that we filmed as just like a bit of atmospheric, like background footage for the set. We needed people just sort of interacting in the venue, in the bar, right? And there's literally like a 2-minute clip of Carl and Lynn just talking as if they were sharing a pint in a pub whilst holding hands, and it was just this. And she's talking about how she couldn't tell whether it was her dog or her husband on one occasion for something, because they're both really hairy, and that's just some of the things I've had. But I wanted just to retell the story of you taking her out for dinner that night, because it's incredible, and I wanted to share it. I wanted to share it with the world.
Lynn is a fantastic woman, and I mean everybody knows my girlfriend's a little bit older than me. I think that kind of gives Lynn a little glimmer of hope that maybe I might possibly ask her out on a date one day. So yeah, I think that's where the dinner idea came from. But my girlfriend was with me, so nothing went on. I made that clear. But no, it was just really nice to catch up with her, because she's an incredible woman. She's 87 years old now, and the stories that she tells, and she doesn't care what she says. So that was really nice. Particular favourite moment of mine from that meal was when she was talking about her. I don't know if I should be saying this.
Yep.
Yeah, do it. There's no one watching anyway, Carl. Fuck it.
She was talking about a friend of hers who was going through a divorce. Part of the reason being that the person who wanted to divorce their partner had that disease, and you've got a restaurant full of people. Obviously, it was only a pub restaurant, so it wasn't anything special, but still, there's a couple of couples having a nice romantic meal, and you've got Lynn saying, she's got that disease where you just keep shitting yourself all the time. And you've got the whole restaurant turning around looking at us, and she just carries on as if nothing's happened. Yeah, it was quite funny. By the end of the meal, you have all the staff ignoring the other punters and just sat around the table talking to Lynn. She just pulls people in. She's an incredible woman.
I can imagine that happening as well. Yeah. That's amazing.
My favourite thing Lynn did though when I met her is like when we was filming and she was just being an extra, and the entire time she just kept staring straight into the camera. And every time you told her not to do it, she just carried on doing it.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah. And I'm pretty sure the woman's had a TV show, right? So she knows. Yeah,
she's got an incredible history. That woman.
That was 50 years ago. So I mean.
All right. Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah, she is basically a fossil now.
Yeah. Did they even use cameras back then, or was it just a guy with a?
No, it was just mosaic, man.
Out. Yeah, mosaic. Thank you. That's what I was. Couldn't get there.
Mosaic, we like your French girls.
But that was great. I think I could probably do a whole chat show series just about the 2 days filming Unsociable, but yes, I won't take away with some of that. If Glenn, let's talk about just some stand-up very quickly. If are you just going to be running the Four Horsemen, or have you got a couple of other gigs on the
No,
go?
well, I've got one starting up at the King Charles in Poole.
Oh, yeah,
so
cool.
got a really, really nice upstairs room there with like a 50 capacity at the moment. So a bit more space there already, even if things don't open up as much as we all want them to. That's fortnightly as well. So that's obviously twice as many days
Oh, nice.
to get everyone off and more acts down, more opportunity for local people as well. Buffalo in Winton I've spoken to, and obviously they're connected with Anvil, and obviously we know your relation.
There's a Spurs go Gagger in there either.
So that's a good possibility.
Buffalo Winton should be fine. I used to go there all the time. Shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, used to. That's half of the issue, Graham.
Well, before it shut, then because of a global pandemic where no one was allowed in, wasn't just me.
Yeah, well, somehow this pandemic's your fault, Graham.
Yeah, yeah. There you go. Breaking news. I'm a dickhead. I caused everything. Shut up, Harry.
All right, fair enough.
No, that's cool. That'd be really good. I mean, that would make then, if you've got with those running, you've got potentially Carl's Comedy Club. There's a guy Ben Keenan running a couple.
Yeah, Ben's Night of Belgian Blues was really good.
Yeah,
he's got something else starting up with Fire Station as well. So
Fire
he's really
Station
good at the moment.
Yeah. So that's 5 or 6 when you include Carl's as well, and then
sorry,
no, that's right. Go on.
I was just going to say what I'm really liking at the moment is where it's me, Carl, and Ben with the way that we're setting things up. And Poppy Collier is starting something over in Southbourne as well. So there is a lot more stuff moving into the area.
Wow.
And at the moment, because we're all decent people, we're not deliberately scheduling stuff against each other. We're all working around things. Like the first thing I said to Carl when I wanted to start it was, obviously you do the first Tuesday. If I do the last Sunday, we're sort of next to each other, but the opposite end of the month, so it shouldn't cause any issues.
Well, that's good.
No,
it's nice to have a decent amount of communication between local promoters, isn't it? I think that's all that really.
It's crazy for me. It's crazy for me because I'm from Leeds, and there's not much comedy going on in Leeds. But then you come to Bournemouth, which is realistically quite a small area. There's so many comedy clubs. Where in the whole of Leeds, there's probably 3 or 4.
3 years ago, there wasn't an awful lot, was there?
No, this was the big thing. Back when I started up, I started Carl's Comedy Club 5 years ago. But obviously, Dennis Pratt, local legend, he was putting the comedy nights on for me at Chaplin first for 18 months before that. Back then, there wasn't anything. So when he asked me if I wanted to take it on and I started up, that was my key goal, which is why I'm always up for communicating with all the locals. My whole focus was on getting more comedians into Bournemouth. We wanted to promote comedy and get it out there because there's no reason why it shouldn't be full of comedy. Yeah, I'm really pleased with the way things are going.
You know what? I would love it if we can get enough venues on board for comedy in Bournemouth and Poole that we could put a fringe on in the next 18 months.
That would be amazing, wouldn't it?
Hold that thought.
Well, yeah.
You never know what might be around the corner next summer.
Yeah. So, yeah. I think it's really important as well, actually, to have like a kind of almost like a local circuit where there's some kind of significant level of progress in terms of you've got like Four Horsemen, for example, is like if you're a new act and you wanted to try out some stuff, or even relatively established but say under 50 shows or something. And you wanted to try something, like it's the perfect kind of environment to try. Or even someone like myself who's been going a long time, but obviously because of the pandemic, I've barely even written any comedy because I've been doing all this other stuff. So something like that Sunday night was absolutely perfect in terms of like you just got all the basics you needed. There was like a decent stage area with a microphone that fucking worked, with audiences that actually wanted to be there. So it's like tick, 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 done. That's sort of like, it sounds really simple, but like so many people manage to fuck it up. So
I've always thought I'd rather have 8 people that want to be there than a room full of people that think I'm a cunt, because I get that at work.
So do those 8 people not think you're a cunt then?
No, they
Well,
still
not
think it's a cut.
necessarily, but they want to be there.
Oh, okay, cool. No, that's fine. That's good. I just wanted
They
to
may get that impression by the end of the night, but
yeah. Okay, no, that's fair. That answers that question. Good. Yeah. So like the Four Horsemen, for example, like serves that purpose in kind of giving people a platform to maybe like try it out and express themselves or whatever. And then you've maybe then got chaplains would then be potentially like a couple of steps up from that in terms of you like to get established pros onto closure night and things like that. And then, you know, if she ever jumps down off a high horse, she might even get a gig at some of the other bigger venues in the area. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
But all I'm saying is there's potentially there's a clear system there in terms of, you know, I mean, I never get booked for it, so it doesn't matter, does it? I mean, it's their issue, not mine. Not that bitter about it.
Well, no one else knows what you're talking about, but you're having a slight mental breakdown, mate. So you are quite bitter about it.
Yeah. Anyway, all I'm saying is, if it like, I don't care if it's an emergency. Just try booking me in advance for once. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, so it's all looking good for comedy in Bournemouth.
She's a lovely woman, and she's never done me any wrong.
I don't know who you're talking about. I don't know what you mean.
Who's he referencing? No idea.
So no idea, not a clue. So it's all looking good for no. Don't say that. It's all looking good for the scene down south then, which is nice. I'm really pleased about that. Oh, what to do?
Graham just got heckled by himself.
Yeah, and if I do say so myself, it was a bloody brilliant heckle. So
it was one of the better heckles, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool, good. All right. Okay, I'll tell you what, I'll open it up to you guys. Is there anything you wanted to plug, chat about, any questions you wanted to ask, or if there's anyone actually watching in the comments right now, do you have any comedy-based questions that you want to sling at our panel right now? Go.
Well, I was just kind of wondering, like, why the fuck you brought me onto this, because you hadn't asked me a single question. I could have been having a wank, mate.
Yeah.
Who says you're not?
Okay, here's the question. What would you be having a wank over?
Let's
straight up, Len. Have you seen our Instagram? It's an absolute thirst trap.
Yeah,
Instagram.
Remember Maggie Whitehouse? You liked her as well.
Oh,
exactly. I think that was a God thing, though.
Probably.
Oh God.
I just thought.
Yeah, I need to stop trying to like shag all women. I'm gonna start getting a reputation.
Yeah.
Do you remember when that woman?
It's not shagging old women that you're getting a reputation for, though, is it, Harry? It's just shagging anyone that might, I don't know, be on set. Anyway,
that woman in Manchester that said you look like the geezer from Legend.
I do remember that, of course. Yeah,
I'm just thinking now that you've got a sort of spruced up a bit with the haircut, it looks like that you're one Cray twin and this is the other.
Oh, what to do?
He's the paranoid schizophrenic. He's going, wankers.
What's that? You're gonna bake me a cake? It's a tool. Oh, it's not. It's a rolling pin. For the fucking nonsense, Reg. Anyway, let's not get tied down in my bad impressions. All right, Harry. Let's ask you a question.
Here we go.
Well, why not? I mean, I'm gonna self-indulgently talk about the fact that because I wasn't doing comedy during lockdown, I wrote a sitcom that me and Adam Money have produced ourselves, with help from Carl and Harry doing bits and bobs. Carl was a doorman, very challenging part for you there. But
Harry was Harry.
Yeah, what I wanted to do from a casting point of view is really just throw you out of your comfort zone. You know, just really give you a challenge. So I said to Carl, "Can you be the doorman and I said to Harry, can you play a barman that's a knobhead?
Well, to be fair, that you didn't want me to be a barman in the first place. You wanted me to be something else, and I asked to be a barman that sells meat raffles.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I mean, what kind of social club doesn't have a meat raffle? Let's be clear. They all
Literally, yeah, all of them.
All of them do. Yeah, it's usually part of the quiz,
sausages,
though, isn't it?
It's not. Yeah, we should have done a quiz. That'd have been quite fun.
Oh, never mind. It doesn't matter. How would you rate your first acting experience, Harry? What do you reckon? Are you going to be have you got a future? Are you going to be a star?
Oh yeah, mate. Next fucking Tom George Clooningtons. Like, I enjoyed the experience, but I was trying to be me in a room full of people, and I'm acutely aware that I'm a dickhead. So like I was trying not to be me. So it was. I don't know. I haven't seen any of it back, so I don't know. I tried, but I feel like I could have done a lot better.
Do you know what I found? I found really because the whole kind of idea behind this, like to begin with, was literally just me and Adam going, "Well, how fucking hard could it be, man?" And we thought, well, let's just write it and cast ourselves in it, and we'll just kind of, even if we've set up our own production company, we'll just kind of circumvent the whole process. We'll do it all ourselves and submit it to various commissions and whatever, and see what happens. And we thought that it would just be a case of, well, we've been doing comedy a long time. We know how to deliver a line in terms of like timing and stuff like that. How hard, it's like we just basically write ourselves and change the names. Then we won't have to do any acting. But actually, yeah, it was, yeah, I was terrible. Pretty sure of that. But there you go. Yeah, I'm glad stand up is back because I've got some gigs booked in now and I can focus on that instead because I'm actually good at that. Oh, what to do? Yeah. Okay.
It'd be great if he rage quits his own show.
It wouldn't be the first time.
No, that's true. That's true.
That
was dodgy Wi-Fi. That was dodgy Wi-Fi.
Oh yeah, but no, I did kind of rage quit because of the Wi-Fi. Yeah, I do remember.
No, yeah, it was definitely the Wi-Fi. It wasn't when we wouldn't let you talk.
Oh god, that was when
we had them on as well. Yes.
When the audio kept cutting my voice out for some reason.
Yeah, every time someone else spoke, and you were just going so red.
Fuck's sake. So if there is anyone still watching, for some reason they don't like my sunglasses, and they don't like they don't like the person I've become whilst wearing them. Which
this still isn't the worst Men in Black.
A really cool guy. No, it's just a really racist one. With no black people in it. That was anyway. Good. So okay, yeah, I'll take these off. Took a weird turn, didn't it? Is there anyone actually still watching? Out of curiosity.
Two people.
Is John still there?
Oh, bless him.
I've got no idea, but you are with the average, with the dip that most of these live shows have taken since pub gardens and nice weather's become a thing again.
Well, yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, it was barely sundown when we started. Like the sun had literally just gone down. No, I wanted to know who was watching and see if they wanted to just pick up a question, just to have something to end the show on because I'm lost.
Yeah, Graham, I'm pretty sure by this point you've asked about 7 times and no one has, which clearly indicates no one's going to.
Right, I got a question.
Now that you've asked that again,
go on, Glenn. Yeah, we might be able to drag 5 minutes out of this.
Right, so this is open to all of you. We'll start off with Graham answering first. What 2-animal hybrid would you least like to fight?
Good question.
Can I be a dick and say like a griffin because that's already a hybrid for something?
What you mean, like a griffin?
That's got like 4 different animals in it.
With something else. Are you taking the griffin as one and then adding another animal to it?
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. A griffin and a shark. I don't know why I said that.
That'd be fucking useless.
Yeah.
What's that gonna do?
I don't like losing, Harry. So
Yeah, to be fair, when you're fighting something that physically can't move, even you might stand a chance.
Exactly. Hang on, let me put my victory shades on. Yeah.
I can't wait to run you over at high speed.
I thought you would have done it slower, to be honest, but never mind.
Either way, you're gonna end up dead.
Hang on. With the shades on, why don't you do the whoop-de-doo now if I full screen you?
What? So that you've got like some sort of bank holiday special thing? Oh,
Yeah.
it's already been a bank holiday.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Whoop-de-doo, whoop-de-doo. There you go.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're welcome. I don't mind being trolled, to be honest with you. I quite like it. I especially like the fact that I've been a reference on your show for the past 7 weeks and wasn't even aware of it. I mean, that makes me feel really good about myself. So
the regular viewers
it should make you.
Yeah, hashtag whoop-de-doo has now been what people have been putting in the comments. They've even reminded me to play it.
You should feel really good about yourself as well, Graham, for supporting such a nice friend by watching his show every fucking week.
Come on, Harry. God, you don't know.
I'm just staring about here. Chin him out, right? Chin him.
I've just found it increasingly funny. I'm just thinking, he must have known. If he was watching, he'd have been all over that. He'd have been like, what the fuck? It's just got funnier as the weeks went on.
I've decided that live shows are a lot like when I go and watch actual comedy. If I'm not on the bill, then I'm not really that interested in what's happening.
It's ever since they got those sunglasses, man.
Yeah.
There's the shades, isn't it? Definitely.
Yeah. Right. Should we? I don't really have anything else to talk about. So,
well, back into it, mate. We didn't really have much to talk about anyway.
I know, and we still managed to drag out for 42 minutes. So
it was basically the same question 6 times, but reworded.
The thing is, we've done wonders for the Ram Comedy Festival next year. So there is that. You're welcome, Alex. Just trying to help you build the brand, mate. That's what we're here for. So good, right? Yeah. I mean, I'm done. So
yeah, I finished my Ribena. So
I just about sobered up from Monday.
Oh yeah, Carl, you sober yet? Because you were a mess.
I was not a mess.
I don't know.
You was a mess.
I was a little bit wobbly.
What? Harry, do you want to just describe the face you saw when you went upstairs to Anfield the other night? Do you want to just tell that story very quickly?
But I can't remember what I said now.
Oh, okay, fair enough, brilliant. Well, you walked upstairs and you were like, and Carl was just sat there like this, and you did a face. So,
yeah. You've got to remember, Graham, I was also a mess. I projectile vomited shortly after that.
Right, but this you told me this like the other. No, doesn't matter. This is why I don't get you on, Harry, because you're fucking useless.
Well, maybe I'll be more help if you ask me some fucking questions, Graham. Just wasted my wanking time.
That was a question.
Fight!
Yeah, I've had a beer. I'm getting fucking Larry.
He's gonna go chin his dad in a minute.
Did the face look anything like Frankie's in that photo?
Probably, yeah. Probably. No, like
just a sheer distaste. I mean, it's. Hang on, what's the camera on? There it is.
There it is. Yeah, that's a grimace.
Sheer hatred.
Weirdly enough, I've just checked Facebook memories, and apparently on this day in 2014, Graham Whistler emceed comedy at the Buffalo. It's a really dark, crap picture, but then if you can see, that's the old Buffalo, which is now a car park for Lidl.
Yeah.
And that's great.
We used to run the old Buffalo back in there.
Yes.
Oh, loved it.
The old Buffalo was a good Buffalo.
The old Buffalo comedy.
I used to love the old Buffalo.
It was great. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, really good. So to sum up, there's going to be potentially 6 new comedy nights in Bournemouth. Top story, and we did a sitcom. There we go. That's been the news. This has been Booze at 10. It's been an absolute resounding success.
Fuck off.
We definitely won't be back on a weekly basis. However, I may do the occasional festival style show one. Because
there's a scant chance this may be the last one.
There's a chance this might be the last one.
Put a touching tribute at the end of the credits.
Have you?
Yeah, just in case this is the last one.
Okay. Oh, amazing. All right. Well, in that case, then I'm intrigued to see this. Thank you very much, Harry. Thank you very much, Carl. Thank you very much, Glenn.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Quickly, do you want to do a quick plug, Glenn, for your nights? When was your next one?
Yeah, so the next one is 10th of June at the King Charles on Poole Quay. If anyone's interested in more Bournemouth comedy nights, look me up on Facebook, Glenn Brayley Comedy. All the events are on there. I'm across most social media on that one, and even on the TikTok.
There you go.
I'm on other media that does make me look like I'm some sort of paedophile as well. That's about it.
Okay. Good note to end on. And Carl, all the best, mate. We'd love to see Carl's Comedy Club back soon.
We'll be back as soon as possible.
Hopefully in June, but possibly in August, which, to be fair, is what a lot of promoters are doing now anyway. Thank you very much, Alex, as always, for being our esteemed producer. The lead work makes the stream work. Oh, what to do?
I had to do it just one last time. Just had to do it.
Is that, if you've done this 7 times now, this episode, for the amount of times that I've missed it in the last 7 weeks, that's
Just thinking of you, Birdie.
I feel brilliant. Yeah, thank you very much. I have actually missed this in a weird kind of way, but I've also hated it as well. So I'm glad it's over. This has been Booze at 10. We'll be back, hopefully never. So
Love you, bye.
thank you very much for watching. Please check out the Ram Comedy Fest Facebook page for all the other events that are going on, because there are some actually good ones instead of this. So go and watch those instead. Right, good. Thank you very much for your time, everyone. Thank you very much to my guests. We'll see you again, maybe at some point, hopefully live on stage. This has been Booze at 10. I've been Graham Whistler. Please do drink sensibly. For the love of God, don't spill it. Good night.
Good night.